About the status since you announced the evacuations last night, as well as the other things going on with issues with, opening shelters and things like that. What has the city's response been so far in the last 12 or so hours?
Well, we do know people have started to show up to shelters. The mandatory evacuation I issued started effective 8 a.m. this morning. That didn't mean people needed to be in their cars at 8 a.m. It's get your stuff together, get organized, do this right, and get out of here sometime today. And if you can't leave, go to a shelter. Our shelters are prepared. Some of them are prepared to help people with special medical needs. Some are prepared to take and help people with pets. But the important thing is, if you're in zone A or B, is that you leave your home today.
You were pushing people to the Jax Ready website, and it wasn't working last night. What's with that? Is that getting fixed?
It's back up. They got it back up pretty quick. And I would, again, if people don't know their zone, go out and check Jax Ready or check jaxready.com.
How important is it for people to evacuate?
It's really important. I mean, these decisions, I don't take them lightly. This is the third storm I've had in 4 years. I collaborate with weather experts, public safety experts on making these decisions, and then I go with the best information available. We are under a hurricane watch right now on coastal areas and a tropical storm watch inland, a surge watch on coastal areas, and a flood watch inland. We've seen the effects water can have and has had in our city in 2 previous storms, so people need to take this seriously. There's no reason to put your life at risk. There's no reason to ask our public safety workers to have to show up in the middle of a storm and put their life at risk. In fact, if you don't evacuate, there could be periods of time where if you dial 911 in the middle of the storm, you won't have access to help for a period of time.
How about, are you working closely with JEA?
JEA has, so we have Emergency Operations Center. We have been having regular updates for almost a week now. JEA, JTA, the schools, everybody's a part of that, the military. And in those updates, JEA has regularly shared with us that they have staged additional help, so they're bringing in additional resources in the event we have power outages or other issues that we may face.
We've talked to people who say, I'm not sure I'm going to leave, what's going to happen? Are police going to come to my house and force me out? What does it mean, mandatory evacuation?
We're not going to show up and arrest people. We've got to put our public safety resources into the best and highest use as we prepare for this. Mandatory means it's very unwise if you don't leave. I have an expectation that if you're in zone A or B, you leave your home. You are taking unnecessary personal risk if you don't do that.
We've heard from some people in the non-English speaking community that there have been some confusion. Is the city been working to try and get in touch with the non-English speaking community?
So we added, over the last year, we added Spanish to our hurricane guides and communications. But I would say if 630 City, if someone's having any issue that is not a medical emergency, they should call 630 City, and we will make sure that we find a way to effectively communicate with them and get them what they need.
What is the plan for you today? Are you going to be doing other briefings, or what will you be DOC, or what is the plan kind of for the city infrastructure throughout this storm?
Yeah, so we will be at the Emergency Operations Center. I'll be there in and out today. And if we do decide to do another briefing late today, we'll give you guys enough notice to make sure you can cover it, to make sure people are informed. We haven't seen a lot of changes over the last couple of updates. Except that this thing is moving very slow and sitting on the Bahamas, and I've seen the footage coming out of the Bahamas, and it's scary and it's heartbreaking at the same time, and we here in Jacksonville need to take this seriously.
Your declaration for an emergency, is that triggering just local aid, or is that also looking to FEMA for aid now?
That triggers local. That gives me and my team access, the ability to utilize resources we need like that. The state is under an emergency. The feds have done the same. So across all branches of the government, we have access to the necessary resources.
As far as buses and city bus service evacuating people, is JTA eventually just stop operations and move to full-on hurricane mode, or what happens as far as the bus service?
Well, right now JTA is the arrangements have been made to move people in the event they need, and again, if people need information on that, call 630 City. 630 City is the place to go for questions you have if it's a non-medical emergency.
What about other city services?
City offices are closed tomorrow and Wednesday. Obviously, those offices that are closed are personnel that would not be essential to storm prep and storm recovery.